Well, thanks for coming. It's been a great stream. We'll see you all later. That was great. We had the stream off.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
Oh, I don't think you two need any introduction, but for those people who, for some reason, don't know who you are, and I can't imagine anybody in the chat being in that position, to my, oh, God, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, to my below is Mr. Sensible. How are you doing, sir?
Not too bad. Thank you very much, sir.
Very good.
Very good. Well. Who's that other guy?
Yeah, this guy. I always get it wrong when I'm on the street. It's definitely that way, isn't it? It's Mr. MC Toon. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Well, awesome. I'm really glad that you're both here as well. We're going to do our Would I Lie to You stream today. Those people who've seen a few before know that the quite short streams, we won't be going even an hour. I've got 3 stories and a few little quizzes, and you can get involved as well, playing against MC Toon and Mr. Sensible. We'll try and get the audience involved on all 3 channels as well. We'll see how that works. And you might wonder how we can monitor the audience on all 3 channels. Well, actually, you probably wouldn't. I'm just technologically stupid, so I wonder how I'm going to do that. But it's not a problem. I don't have to monitor them. MC2, why do I not have to monitor the chat on all 3 channels?
Because I am. I have all of them up.
Oh, apparently your mic is a bit low, Cats.
Baldy Cats, increase your mic is way too low.
Right. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Yeah, keep telling us in the chat. I'm only looking at the chat on the Culture Cats channel, by the way. So let's just get to the nitty gritty. There's been no videos on the Conspiracy Cats channel for some time. There's been no videos on the Baldy Cats channel for some time. There have been videos fairly regular on this channel for a couple of months. And from my point of view, this is where I am going to be staying. The Conspiracy Cats channel and the Baldy Cats channel have a really fantastic subscriber base that deserve regular content, smashing Flat Earth into oblivion. So I couldn't think of 2 better people to take over the reins of those channels and take them in their unique directions than the 2 gentlemen I've got with me. So MC Toon is now Conspiracy Cats. Mr. Sensible is now Baldy Cats, or to rebrand the channel, however they want to rebrand it. I will stay on the Culture Cats channel, and this is where all my content will be from now on. So
they're still asking for you to turn up your mic.
Oh my goodness, can I do that?
No, Baldy Cats, that's you, Mr. Sensible.
Well, let's refer to me. I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's see.
Just these higher cats, louder cats, and cats is talking.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
But
so
it's auditing the absurd on the Baldy Cats channel. Comments. There's so many live chats.
I'm only focusing on I'm only focusing on the Culture Cats.
Am I loud enough, guys? Let me know if I'm loud enough, and let us know if Toon's loud enough.
So,
and to make it really challenging, you have to let us know on the appropriate channel.
Yeah. If you want to speak to Mr.
Baldy Sensible, apparently.
If you want to speak to Mr. Sensible, go to the Baldy Cats channel and tag in Baldy Cats. If you want to speak to Mr. MC2, go to the Conspiracy Cats channel and tag in Conspiracy Cats. And I am here. So yeah, so that's what's happened. So done, dusted. Channels have been moved. Channel ownership has changed. I will be here permanently now with everything in one go. So there we go. Right, before we get into the quiz, because it won't keep us too long, MC2 and Miss Sensible, anything you want to chill out, say, anything you got coming?
Oh, jeez. I have a few videos that I'm going to mirror, and then I've been prepping a good backlog of different ones, including a 3-part on Mark Steele. I've already aired the first one, which I'll mirror on this channel, and then the second one is recorded, third one is written, and I'll try to get them out like a 1 week apart. It's an expose on his all of his nonsense.
Looking forward to that. He comes out with a lot, doesn't he? He's the guy is absolutely phenomenal, not in a good way.
Yeah.
Mr. Sensible, sorry, go on.
I'm actually doing quite similar. I'm going to pick a few of my previous videos to give the existing Baldy Cat subscribers a taste of Sensible and take it from there. I think that Toon is going to go in the same way as me. the channel that is now Baldy Cats will become my main channel for videos, and the existing Mr. Sensible will become Mr. Sensible Live for live streams, debates, and things like that. So I'm going to give them a flavour of what I've already done. New videos will be going on to Baldy Cats, and yeah, I think that's similar to what you're doing, Toon, isn't it?
It is. I've renamed the other channel to MC Toon Live, and I saw you did the same.
Mine's Sensible Live, yeah.
And I slowly renamed this channel. If people noticed, it was Conspiracy Cats T, and then TO, and then TOO. There's an N coming. I'm gonna do live right now.
Oh, brilliant. Okie dokie. Let's get into it then. Let's get into the quiz, shall we?
Yes.
So what happens is, in previous what I like to use, I've given 3 stories and only one of them's been true. I'm going to alter the format a little bit this time. I'm going to give 3 stories and they could all be true or they could all be false, right? But once I've told you the story, you guys form your opinion, and then we'll ask the respective chats whether they think it's true or false, and we'll build up a record of who's winning. Is it the audience or is it one of you guys? So I go into story number 1. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So
this story ready.
Get competitive. This story is about a police detective who lived not in New York, but just sort of outside New York. He worked really, really, really hard. He was a homicide detective, and he was working on a case that was, I'm not going to call him a serial killer. Somebody, I mean, like, are you a serial killer once you've killed 3 times? Like, is there a limit to how many people you kill before you're classed as a serial killer? But possibly. He'd killed 3 people. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, it depends if cornflakes or something's involved.
Wheat to mix. He'd killed people. He killed 3 people. And the detective was kind of very wrapped up, not wanting him to kill again. So he was working out from home most nights, and it put a bit of a strain on the relationship with him and his wife. And he'd come home from work, and his wife would be saying that she was hearing strange bangs in the house, and doors were being opened and closed, and cupboards were being opened, and then slammed shut, and she'd go into the kitchen and nobody would be there, or the TV would suddenly be changing channel, and the husband thought it was a bit of a plea for attention, and he didn't really want anything to do with it because he was working on the case, and he was kind of like, look, just pull your big boy pants on up and man up, all right, just get on with it. But then things started to get worse, and things started to happen when the husband was in the house. So we'd work away trying to solve this crime. He'd come home all hours in the morning, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and they'd sit and they'd have like an innocent chat. And in that chat in bed, the woman might say, so the wife might say something like, oh, I saw an advert for a Terry's chocolate orange. I've not seen one of those for a while. And then when they woke up in the morning, there'd be a Terry's chocolate orange placed on the bed, and the husband would have no idea where it came from, and the wife would have no idea where it came from. They both denied it and then thought each other was trying to wind each other up, and they had this absolutely enormous argument, and this went on for weeks. Cases going on to the point where the wife called in an exorcist, and the exorcist come in the house and he blessed the house everywhere, and he put a cross on every door. And then the very next morning when they woke up, the cross on every door had been turned upside down. They were really, really freaked out. Even though the husband now was on board, he was like, something really crazy is going on here. So he installed CCTV cameras everywhere in the house. And this was going on over a period of months, obviously. And the first night the CCTV cameras were put on, they woke up the next morning to see that they'd been unplugged at the source and they'd recorded absolutely nothing. The wife was absolutely horrified. She kind of just said, I'm not staying in this house anymore with all the banging and the odd things that are going on. So she left. But the husband couldn't, because he was tied to where he was, because he was working on this case. And he was like, well, I'll meet you when this case is tied up. Anyway, 3 days later, the wife is phoning the husband and he doesn't answer. She drives around to the house, opens the door, and finds him dead on the floor, covered in blood. He's been attacked. And she calls the police, obviously, and the police trap up. And the police manage to access the CCTV cameras from houses across the street. And they see 2 people fleeing the house, a young boy and a young girl. Well, I say young, like teenagers, 21, 22 kind of thing. Lad's a big lad, obviously some sort of athlete, American football or something like that. And anyway, because they've got them on camera, they managed to arrest them and they bring them back to the house. And what transpired was this, okay? The 2 people had been what they call frogging. Do you know what frogging is?
No.
Okay. So frogging is a term.
Is it like dogging, but with
It's not dogging. Anyone in America, if you don't know what dogging is, don't Google it or you'll end up on a
Google it at work. Google it at work.
Yeah, Google it on a works computer. No, definitely not dogging. Frogging is kind of like illegal squatting in the house while people are living in the house. They were living in the walls of the house, and it was them who were playing tricks on the people in the house. So how did the detective come to die? Well, when the wife had gone one night, it turned out that the husband now didn't need to be secretive, and the husband was the killer who he was investigating, and it didn't have to be secretive at all. He was making his phone calls to his associate. He was getting his weapons and stuff out, and coming home covered in blood and etc., washing blood out. And the two people who were frogging in the house saw him and came out to confront him, and an argument ensued, and they killed him and fled the scene. So it wasn't supernatural at all. It was two people thinking they were having a laugh, but actually they were living in the house of a serial killer. So my question to you is, I'll let you have a chat about it, let you ask as many questions as you want. But is that true or false?
Is that one true?
I don't even know what to ask. Terry's chocolate oranges, eh?
That was one example.
What are
It must be
Terry's
Christmas
chocolate
time.
oranges?
What are they? Oh, he's a sad man. You're a sad man, Toon. You don't know what Terry's chocolate orange is?
No.
Really? God. It's an orange that's made of chocolate and made by Terry's. And you tend to have them at Christmas time. And you can never get the things. You never get the things apart. They're all in segments, and you bash against the table or the floor. You break the table. You crack the tiles of the floor, and it's still one great lump of chocolate.
Okay.
Those are Terry's chocolate oranges.
So then I have a question. Cats, where did this supposedly happen?
This was somewhere outside of. Apparently, it was about 90 minutes from New York, and I know that gives you a big area, but I don't know. And I said Terry's chocolate orange, which obviously is a UK, but it was chocolate orange. They said I put the Terry's in there.
So you're making it up as you go along.
I got it. Okay.
It's the pressure of being on live TV.
Blimey.
All right.
So what country did this happen in?
It was America, about 90 minutes outside of New York. I'm just going to ask my chat, because what I'm going to do, if you keep an eye on your individual chats, I'm just going to ask mine now, true or false, or we can ask all of them true or false. We'll just see what the chat thinks in general. So I'm going to, so can anyone in the chat now just either write true or false, and we'll each have an idea of where you stand. So type something in there. Let's just see.
I have my thoughts.
Go on, what do you think?
What do I think? Do we need to answer now?
Oh yes, because I'm not going to give you the answer now. We'll save that to the end, but we're going to save up your options as we go along.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, I'm leaning false on this one.
Yeah, and so am mine. So's my crowd. Yeah. I mean, I do have a fair number of trues as well, but the vast majority are saying false. And who can argue with them?
Dora needs more paracetamol.
Paracetamol.
She needs so much that she couldn't type the L.
Is she in all the chats? She's going to be busy. She must have about 3 different windows.
Yeah, she's busy.
Hi, Dora.
Randy's just said, imagine replacing baldy cats with a bald guy.
Amazing.
That's how we chose who had which channels, actually. I had the more fitting hairstyle.
It's not.
My chat are going false, so I'll say mine are false. What are yours saying, Mrs. Sensible?
You know the answer.
Oh, I know the answer, but my chat are saying false because we're going to pit you against the audience as well.
I see.
This
Okay.
is a setup tune, isn't it?
No kidding.
Mine, I think they're going for false overall, but there's a fair number of truths in it. But I think I'll have to go false.
And what's your chat saying, MC2?
Oh, they're all over the place. I didn't set up a poll, so.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, no, it's hard to look. I've just scrolled. But if my chat and Mr. Sensible's chat are saying false, that's 2-1 anyway. So the audience say false. The audience say false. What's your final answers on this one? Final verdicts.
Ooh, final answers we have to give now. I'm going to go false.
I'm going to go false.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. This is in between each story. I'm going to give you 4 questions where I'm just going to pit you two against each other. And basically each question has got a number as an answer. And you have to, let me see if I can just make sure I'm keeping tag of this. Whoever gets closest to the answer is the winner. So question number 1, see if you can beat us to it in the chat. Glaciers and ice sheets obviously hold quite a lot of the world's fresh water, but as a percentage, who can guess the closest of the world's
Can we give an answer now?
The world's fresh
water. So you get 4. Yeah. So what?
I'm going to go for 90%. No, 92%.
Is it closest?
It's closest. Yeah. Don't worry about high or low. It's closest.
It's just going to try and pop me or go under by 1.
91.9%.
Okay, well, in that case, I will say that that point goes to Mr. Sensible, because it is unbelievably, and I did not make this number up, 69. Oh, Dora was close. Dora was very close. 66, she said.
Well, that's Toon that wins that.
So then I won.
So, but you thought you said 90.
Yeah, but I said 90. He said 89.9.
Oh, I thought you said 91. All right, sorry.
I came in I meant to be 1/10 under.
Right, yeah, I've misheard. I've got a bit of a cold, I think.
I thought it was a lot more than that.
Well, according to Google, 69. Yeah, I have not gone out and measured it myself. But
Phantom Eagle says 423. Go bigger.
Yeah, Charlie guy, I didn't make that up. Honestly, it is 60. It's 60. You couldn't make that up, could you? Couldn't make it up.
You could.
Well, it's what So UK says. You know, if there's an ice wall, there's going to be an awful lot more of it.
Yeah.
The infamous ice wall.
Yeah, and if it's infinite plane, I've won.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it does then have to go forever, doesn't it?
Yeah. So
unless
you can prove that it's not an infinite plane of ice,
hard to beat that logic.
There we go. Okay, then. Right, that's question 1. Let's pit you against each other for question 2. We'll do 4 of these. The fastest gust of wind ever recorded. Right.
Really specific, Nathan Oakley.
Yeah. God, that'd be a hurricane, wouldn't it? To the nearest mile per hour.
You can go first, Toon.
Fastest gust of wind?
Ever recorded.
200 miles an hour.
Ooh. Well, I'll say 199.9 then.
I like it. See, I like what we're doing. But it's 253. That goes to MC2 again. Yeah. Oh,
if only I'd done 0.2 higher.
I mean, really, that should be a draw. It was so close. Oh, look at that. Tusk wasn't far off. Hey, Tusk. And look at this. Who was that there? Who was that Facty? Maybe he just did a quick Google. And
he just like powers of 2.
Oh, thud. Your question wasn't very defined, Cats, because thud said 900 miles per hour, either Venus or Jupiter.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I didn't say on Earth. Yeah, I like it. I do like it.
And Akuma virus is 1,000 miles per hour at the equator.
I have to. I recently found this out. Because who was it? I was debating somebody who said that planes could fly Sydney to Santiago because of the jet streams, and the fastest wind is about 200 miles an hour. And the jet streams would have to be like 1,500 miles an hour for it to work. So there you go. I cheated.
There we go. That's awesome. Okay, question 3 and then 4 before we get to the next story. The recent droughts, or the droughts in recent years, have been quite bad, obviously, and they've been the worst that they've been for a long time. But how many years has it been, according to geological records, that we've had droughts as bad as what we've had in recent years?
Well, how long since?
Yeah, in Europe.
So in Europe, I'm going to say 200 years.
I'll say 199.
0.9.
I like that. Oh, sorry, everyone who's got to watch me blow my nose. I'm not so good at the minute. Okay, let's see what the chat says. I haven't got any guesses. Have you got any guesses?
Yeah, my chat. Oh, I've got 175 and 80.
Got 77. Got 10, 69 years. Of course.
Oh, that's clicked on the wrong one. 1,500 years. That's a long one, but it's a close one because the answer was 2,100 years.
Oh,
wow.
That's
Yeah.
3-0 to.
How do you know you weren't there?
I
went under, didn't I?
I can't remember. Oh, you did. You said,
Yeah, you won. You won.
I won that one.
All right.
Yes.
2-1.
Got one back, 2-1. Right,
Yeah.
one more of these, and we'll launch into story number 2. This is just true or false. Mount Everest. Well, it's not true or false. Is Mount Everest currently growing or shrinking?
No, the problem is we can both choose the same answer.
We can.
And
So then
if you're
it's
both
fine.
right, I'll just give you both a point.
I'll say true.
I'll say true.
Okay, but the question was, is it growing or shrinking? So,
Yes.
Growing.
And growing, I'd say. I think it's about 7 or 8 centimeters a year. Is it? Something like that?
It's
It
less
might not
than
be that much.
Oh, we got a lot of shrinking in my chat.
I've got a lot of growing and 1 or 2 shrinking.
I've got a lot of growers.
Hello, Rachie 00000.
Oh, Rachie.
Yeah.
Rachie commented on the video I mirrored yesterday.
Oh, hi, Stephen.
Yeah. The vast majority of mine are saying growing, and Mudge07 says 4 centimeters per annum.
Microraptor says it's shrinking at 8 inches per square mile.
But only from the bottom. Only from the bottom.
From the bottom
It'll
up
be
somehow.
levitating. There'll just be the peak left in a few hundred years. The rest just levitating in the air because the bottom's just shrunk up. Oh, man. I can't remember what thing. So it was growing. You both got that right. Yeah, you both got that right.
Yeah.
Okay, story number 2. How are we doing? Right, I've done that one. Okay. Did the audience said false last time, didn't they? I've just got to remember what they said. So the audience said false, and you guys said false.
I can't remember.
So I'll list the audience. They definitely said false. Okay, so story number 2. So audience, you get to play as well, but we find out at the end. This is a story about Karl Tanzler. Karl Tanzler was a German, and in 1889, he was only young. He was about 12 years old. And he had a dream. And in this dream, he saw a woman in white, and she was all very poshly dressed. And he recognized her, in the dream as being a real life person called Anna Constatia von Brockdorf, right? She was a real person. So he was having a dream about a real person. Somebody had seen the painting. The real person existed in the 1700s. Anyway, she claimed that she was some sort of in the dream. She claimed that she was some sort of like ancestor of Karl's, and told him that one day he was going to save the life of one of the most important women on the planet. And in the dream, he saw a face of this woman, and he woke up, and it was quite a really, that type of dream where you think, wow, that was a really powerful dream. I really, can't think about it for ages. And it turned into a repetitive dream for Karl. Now, what Karl did as he grew up, he kind of started to obsess about this, and he did look for this woman wherever he went as a man, thinking, because he kept having this dream, kept having it, and he was slightly nuts. Okay, that's key to this story. If we're going to decide whether it's true or false, he was a little bit kind of off his rocker. And he genuinely thought he was going to meet this woman and save her life. Anyway, one day he got married, and kind of all those hopes disappeared. And then he emigrated sort of in the late 1920s. He was in his mid to late 30s at that point, over to America, and he in Florida, and he split up from his wife. Now, when he split up from his wife, they left somewhere else, and he stayed, and he was working as an X-ray technician in a hospital. So not a doctor, but an X-ray technician. And this woman walks in called Elena, and he sees Elena, and he's still slightly nuts, and he's constantly thinking about this dream, and he's convinced that this woman is Elena. He's like, you are the woman from my dream. Something will be wrong with you, and I will save you. So he does an X-ray, because that was his job. Like, he was an X-ray technician, and he X-rays and finds out she's got TB, and that kind of reinforces his like, well, I knew you are in trouble. I am going to save you. Obviously, TB was much more serious back then than it is now. and it was quite serious for her. So he started to put all the money he had ever saved up, which wasn't a lot, and all his time kind of trying to research ways to save this woman from TB. Unfortunately, it didn't work, and she died less than a year later. And he couldn't believe how all his life he'd obsessed about this woman, and he wanted to save this woman called Elena. And he hadn't. She died. But during the time he was helping her and researching her, he got to know her family really well. And he said, "Look, with the money I've got left, I want to build. It's not a tomb. It begins with an M. Where you put the what's it called? Like a little
mausoleum."
Brilliant. Yes, mausoleum. Thank you. He built a mausoleum for him. And he had a copy of the key, and he started behaving like really creepily for 6 or 7 years. He went visiting Elena's body, and he kept talking to the family as if like he was the one that had suffered a loss and not them. And the family had started to think it was all a little bit creepy, like a little bit odd. So one day, the sister decided to get the key to the mausoleum.
Yep.
We wanted the key back. So he drove over to Carl. She drove over to Carl's house. She knocked on the door, and as she was walking down the drive, she saw Carl dancing with a woman through the window. Carl opens the door, and as he opens the door, although he only kind of creaks it open a little bit, she can see the woman he was dancing with, sat on a chair, and she was the absolute dead ringer for her dead sister, for Elena. She was the absolute ringer. And she was like completely freaked by this and didn't even speak to Carl. She fled, and she kind of like phoned the police. She was like, something's really odd. Anyway, the police trap up at the house. And what happened was Carl genuinely was completely off his rocker. Although 7 years had passed since the death, only 2 years were spent with the body in the mausoleum. He took the body from the mausoleum. I'll learn how to say that word before the end of the stream. And basically did a taxidermy job on her. And he was dancing with her, the body in the living room. He stole the body. And he was building a rocket in his back garden because he genuinely thought if he could fly her to the stratosphere, there'd be enough radiation in the stratosphere to do some kind of Frankenstein's monster job on her and bring her back to life. All because he was nuts. So is that true or false?
Yes.
It is true or false.
Yeah.
What do we think?
I just put a poll in on my channel for true false on this one. So
I've had a false from Rachie. Come on, guys, help me out here.
Yeah, Rachie has a problem identifying true from false, though, in general. So,
I'm glad I got Rachie here.
Yes,
I'm glad I got Rachie
always
here.
glad, but yeah, I wouldn't put a lot of faith in that particular.
So this is some bloke. You're talking about some bloke launching a dead body. Is that the
it was
nub
his
of your
plan.
list?
He when I say he was building a rocket, like he didn't have a complete rocket there. He started to build something. It probably never would have taken off the ground. The guy was a crackpot. But yeah, he was trying to build what he thought was a rocket to send her to the stratosphere. Just a quick my chat. I either don't have permissions yet to create a poll, or I don't know how to do it. So you're gonna have to just type.
I'm going for you don't know how to do it.
Yeah,
probably.
You should. I'm gonna say true on this one.
Say true. What do you think, Mr. Sensible?
Well, I was literally just putting a poll. I should have been quicker on that. I got a fair mix again, but it's so stupid. I'm going to say true.
Okay, and what about our? So that's yours. They're your options. What about the chat? If my chat, the Culture Cats chat, if you can just start typing true or false for this one. What's your chat saying, MC Toon?
My chat saying true, 57%.
57.
That's quite close, though.
Yeah.
Someone pointed out that Mad Mike had a rocket.
He did.
He certainly. That one did fly.
And a body was launched in it.
It was going well until he caught flat. Did I say that out loud?
So
we tested gravity.
He did that. Bless him. Mr. Sensible, what's your chat saying?
Yeah, I think we're going to go with true.
My chat
again, it's quite close. I think like Toons it, but I think we're going to go for true.
So everybody's saying true across the board with that one. Okay, we've got one story left. 4 questions before we ask it. Before I give you the story, and then PhD Tony. Hello, sir. How are you doing? There we go.
Get a screenshot of PhD Tony not knowing the answer to something.
I have no idea. Says
Never
PhD
happens.
Tony.
It never happens.
Come on, flat earthers, clip that.
Oh dear, they won't that become a meme like the old overdub asking any old question, you know. Oh dear me. Right. Okay, so this is just for you two then. There are only 2 countries in the world where you simply cannot buy Coca-Cola. Geographically, well, if you can name one of the countries, you get the point, and then we'll just go with who's closest. This might test my geographic knowledge. So who wants to go first? 2 countries where you can't buy.
Toon's chance turn to start the round this time.
Oh,
We got to name one of the countries, have we?
2 countries
Name
where
one
you
of them, yeah.
cannot buy Coca-Cola.
Yeah, there's only 2.
North Korea.
That's
I
a
can't
good
tell you
one.
to Mr. Sensible's guess.
Yeah, that's a really good one. If I'd have thought of that, I would have said that. Western Samoa.
Western
I
Samoa.
have no idea because North Korea would have been a brilliant one. Well, possibly Russia now.
Oh, well, Global Mum, Global Mum, I can't read. Global Mum has nailed it. It is Cuba and North Korea. Well done, Global Mum. So that's a point to MT2. So he's leading you 4-2, Mr. Sensible, but
Yes, a cunning plan. I'm going to sneak up from behind
Yes.
and possibly stay behind.
Maybe it's double jeopardy in this last round, last few here.
well, there'll be 4 more after the next story. Maybe make those worth 2.
Okay.
We shall see. We shall see.
But so what's the current? We tied on the 1. So is it 4-2
to you. 4-2.
4-2 to me? Okay.
On the mini questions, but obviously
Yes,
we've not revealed
yes.
but so far you both agreed together on the stories. So
On both of them.
Yeah, we're gonna tie
Yeah.
on the stories.
Yeah.
If I could say, JD just super chatted on my channel here for £2. Says, "Where's Anna?" And then I don't know how to pronounce this, and I had to Google her. Pazadzinski, Patazinski. See,
Konstanticia von
it's got a
Brockdorf.
P at the front that looks like it might be silent. So Tazinski, I don't know. She's a podcaster.
Oh,
That yeah, that's
Not heard of her.
yeah.
well, JD has. So thank you, JD.
Well, I'll do this for JD, okay? I know it's over in your channel, but here we go. It's a super chat. There we go. Why not? Okay. So, next question. What percentage, closest to the percentage, what percentage of the entire world population, or what percentage of the world's population could fit inside Los Angeles if you stood everybody shoulder to shoulder? What percentage?
Things I've got an answer, but he's going to top it or under it by
Well,
to
to be fair,
really
I should
screw my answer.
maybe the one who's in the lead should have to answer first then, if it's a numerical one. So I'll answer first. I'll say 90%.
Well, I'll go for 90.1 then.
90.1. Let's see what my chat are saying. Got quite a consistent answer here.
Oh, mine,
Lots
hundreds.
of hundreds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
I thought, which is what I was thinking. But I thought if I say that, he's going to say 99.9, and I've only got one exact answer, or I'm screwed.
There's
what did
more
you both say? I
decimals.
can't remember. Who went highest?
I did 90.1.
Yeah.
It is 100%, apparently.
Okay,
Shoulder to
yes.
shoulder. So it's 4-3. Coming back.
All right.
How many questions have we had on this one? 1, 2. Okay, question 3. Which country in the... Oh, hang on. Let's see. Sorry, I've got to do this. Super chat. Sorry. Do I have to do that for each super chat? They're very loud, I noticed. I need to sort the volume out. Thank you very much, Tusk. Really appreciate that. And I don't have to. It depends how quickly I get bored of it. Maybe I'll make something a bit classy, but thank you.
I've got a super chat as well now.
And Jim Broughton will be coming on, hopefully, if he remembers. Oh, I'll get yours and we'll read that out, definitely. Jim Broughton's coming on next week, who we'll plug your album, definitely, then. And if it's okay with you, we'll play a little bit of one of your songs or whatever. I think we organise next Thursday, but hit me up on Twitter for that. But yes, definitely, buy his album.
Yeah, I've got a super chat as well to read out.
Would you
Am I
want
going
a
to get an
jingle for
intro
it?
video? My super chatter.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do an intro video for you. Here we go.
Well, I never. Thank you so much. A super chat. What will they think of next?
Here we
Not
go.
one,
Only got
two
three.
super chats. Auditing the Absurd said, I will never give a super chat to a bold man. And Dora and Koo super chatted and said, who is this again? It is confusing, guys, isn't it? It's very confusing.
Yeah, one another from JD says that the Anna Tazinski, that's and I got that worse than before, is one of the key elves from Stephen Fry's Quite Interesting, which is an unfamiliar collection of words to me. I know Stephen Fry maybe.
QI. Stephen Fry did a program over here called QI. I never clocked on that stood for Quite Interesting, but it was basically where he did what we're doing now, only like a million times better.
Oh, I see.
It's
Okay.
very good, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is making more sense.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, I won't keep hitting these every time, but one last time for you, Critical Cripple. One last time.
It's a super chat.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, there's three, Dora. Thank you so much. There are three of those, but I'll do some more. Hopefully that last clip did the two of you. Okay, right. Good to see you, Dora, by the way. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, last one before we get to the next story. Most people, which country is visited by most people throughout the year? And whoever gets more geographically closest is the winner.
So,
Country is what?
Is visited by most people throughout the year.
Well, you went first last time, Tone. I'm going to say Italy.
So how do I go closer to somewhere else? Well, geographically, I'm gonna have to say Monaco.
Monaco. Right. Okay. That's caused me a problem because Critical Cripple, well done, sir, has nailed it. It is France. And I don't know which is closer, Monaco or Italy. Which one's closer? I'm going to have to get a map up on the screen.
Oh yes.
I did think it might be France, but I wasn't going to vote for the Frenchists.
Yeah, who could? I'm with you there.
And the Snark super chat, thank you, sir. I wonder what this one sounds like. Unfortunately, Katz has run out of super chat videos.
I think Monaco borders France. Does
I'll,
Italy border France?
No, don't think so. So if you've got it's got to be you. But we'll put that in the steward's inquiry where the chat can.
What if Italy suddenly invades France?
Is there a Maginot Line between France and Italy that would then help Italy?
Oh! Point of order, sir. Point of order. Monaco is not a country; it's a principality.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Batman.
I just want to put out, I've had quite a few new people. My numbers have gone up just a little bit here, so there'll be some people maybe who've missed the beginning of the stream. So I'm just going to say I'm only monitoring the Culture Cats chat because I only now own the Culture Cats channel. If you're watching the Conspiracy Cat stream, that is now MC Toon's channel. I can't think of anybody better to do a job with those two channels than the two people I've got with me. Mr. Sensible is now the Baldy Cats channel. So when we're talking about reading our chats, that's what we're reading. So if you're posting in anything other than Culture Cats, I can't see you. But yeah, MC Toon is Conspiracy Cats and Mr. Sensible is Baldy Cats. Thank you so much. It's amazing. Oh my
both
goodness.
border France, apparently.
So I'll give you one each for that then.
It's a tie,
I'll give you one each for that.
Right.
And I need to read a super chat briefly, if I may. Auditing the Absurd, Ranty, super chatted, I made 4 bitcoins covering the Amber Heard trial. Nah.
I don't know what that means because I don't know what bitcoins are, but that sounds good. That does sound good.
They're very tiny coins that fit inside computers, I think, mate.
bits of, not just bits of coins. Isamu, thank you so much. It's Ami Mario Rui. No such thing as fish, right? I'm gonna look at that. Claire View, I was on her channel last week looking at a Black Mirror episode. If you're not familiar with Claire, I'm sure she can post a link in the chat. She's a moderator. Go and click over, and she does some really, really interesting stuff. She does a lot of true crime stuff. She does a lot of streams about really interesting TV programs and stuff. Really, really good. But just for those two, oh my goodness, Jim Broughton has become a member, and that deserves this.
Welcome to our new member. You are now really, truly one of us.
Thank you very much, Jim. Okay, so there should be one question left. No, we've done 4. So we're on to the story, the last story. We've got just over 10 minutes before we've got to shut this down. Are you ready for the story, guys?
I'm ready.
I'll take that as a
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
This is about a guy called Andrew. Andrew gets a job at a Samaritan helpline. And while he's on his first night there, he gets a call from a teenager calling herself Chloe. And she, very sad, but she says to Andrew that she's taken an overdose. And Andrew pleads with her to call an ambulance. She said, no, it's too late. I took it half an hour ago. I'm about to pass out. I just don't want to be on my own in the last few minutes. Can you sing me a song? So like really sad. So he sings her a song, and then he's trying to keep talking to her because, you know, obviously he's trying to get an ambulance. Thank you so much, Baldy Cats. This says, well, thank you. So he basically at the end of it, there's just a deadline on it, and he's devastated. You know, his first night there, a young girl has phoned him up and died. And, you know, it's heartbreaking, isn't it? The next phone call he gets is from an old woman who's lost a cat. And he just says, well, if you lost a cat, just phone the RSPCA or the police or whatever. And she keeps banging on about this cat. And he's just devastated about what he's heard, and he needs to go and tell somebody. And in the end, he just loses his temper with this woman. He's just out shot. And he tells the woman to stop being a crazy old bat and slams the phone down on her. Not professional, but obviously you can understand what kind of turmoil is going through at the time. Anyway, the next day, the police arrive, and the police are investigating a suicide, and they say that the person who committed suicide spoke to Andrew. You know, they went to the call center that traced the call from the suicide to Andrew, and he said, yeah, that was me. Obviously thinking they're going to talk about Chloe. And when the police come to him, the police don't want to talk about Chloe. They want to talk about the old lady who... Thank you so much. I'm going to play you that video clip when the story's done. They want to talk to Andrew because it was the old lady who committed suicide. And it turned out that the old lady didn't even have a cat. She didn't even have a cat. She was just lonely. She was just a lonely, old, sad, depressed lady who wanted somebody to speak to and just wanted to keep him on the line. And he basically treated her like shit. And that was the last straw. She killed herself. So he's obviously absolutely distraught. And he, you know, what a hell of a first week. He comes back 2 weeks later and he gives it another go. And one of the first calls he picks up is from Chloe, the girl who claims she took an overdose. And she starts singing. All she does is sing down the phone to him the song that he sung to her when he thought that she was dying. And it turns out it was a practical joke. She's since read in the paper what had happened. And she was only joking him, and she's taunting him. She's like, you got somebody killed, huh? You know, and she's been absolutely horrendous. This drives the guy just completely nuts. And it goes on for weeks and weeks. Chloe will keep calling the call center and hanging up until he picks up. And when he picks up, she just sings that song to him. And, you know, just absolutely horrible. So one day, the messages start getting a little bit more sinister. She'll pick up the phone and he'll pick up the phone and Chloe will say, oh, you know, I can see you wearing blue socks, for example, or she can describe the way he's sitting or whether he's got a tie on. And it's obvious that she's either following him into the building or at some points is in the building looking at him. So he's obviously getting really freaked out. And he goes to security, and security get the CCTV out. And when they're watching the CCTV of everybody in the building, it appears that the boss of the Samaritans helpline, every time he gets a phone call from Chloe, the boss, a couple of seconds before, he's picking up and dialing a number. And then when the phone call from Chloe ends, the boss is putting the phone down. And it's the boss all along who's just been sadistic and horrible, and for some reason been making an internal phone call and harassing this new guy. And don't really know why that is. So the police get involved and they can trace the cause. They know it's him, and he gets sacked. And because he hasn't actually really committed a crime other than harassing someone, all he gets is some kind of restraining order. There's some sort of harassment thing in play, nothing major. But anyway, he's sacked and he's gone. A couple of weeks later, Andrew is at work. He picks up the phone, and it's a bloke's voice, and the bloke says, he starts talking to him and says, "By the way, look behind you." And when he turns around, there's somebody else at the other side of the office, a big strapping guy, basically shoots him in the head and kills him. And what it transpires is that the son of the old woman who committed suicide happened to be an ex-army, and he was suffering from PTSD, and was a large. He'd gone off the rails, and his mum was struggling, with that, and that's again why she needed help. But he blamed Andrew for his mum committing suicide, so and the boss who he got arrested phoned up the son and said he's responsible, and he went in and blew his brains out, killed him. So there we go. What do we think of that one?
I think I've got a super chat I need to read.
Okay.
Absurd Ranty says Clairview is ace and sexy AF.
Well,
We're marrying soon.
They're
I'll give that
marrying soon.
Clairview is ace. I'll back that. I've got to play this for Sid Saunders. And this here we go.
A new member. Thank you.
So, is there anything you want to read out, MC2, from your?
I have. I will grudgingly read this. Dora Nku for £2 or €2 says sub to McFlatty. McFlatty is my ugly identical cousin who was in the chat a little bit ago. I don't know why she would suggest that, but he did throw a frisbee and think that it proved the Earth was flat. So.
Oh, brilliant. Right. So story, guys, what do you think about that story?
It's
so
so complex. It's
Autofocus. Apparently Clairview is autofocus.
yes, AF is autofocus.
Oh,
I don't know why all the kids talk about autofocus all the time. I mean, us kids, because I'm 13. But this story sounds like a Bond villain story.
Does sound good.
So complex.
Just got to play this last one. Thank you, your pal.
Well, rattle my welters. We have a new member.
I'll get some that are a bit lower on the volume next time. So are you going for false, MC2?
I'll go false.
well, I polled my viewers here, and very helpfully they've come up with exactly 50-50. Thanks, guys. That really.
Awesome.
Can I phone a friend? Can I phone
can.
Anthony Riley? He'll probably know.
Riley.
Oh man. Well, what I think I'll have to do. Executive decision maker. Heads, it's false. Tails, it's true.
See, that
There
would
we
be a
go.
decider because that's the first time you've gone different.
No,
Yeah.
and you
Ooh.
might want to, before you do this, my poll, 69% no.
Okay. So my
Oh,
chat says,
68.
what does my chat say? Can my chat just put true or false for that one? Because I just felt last one because I'm not sure what you've put. If you just type now, I'm not sure when I scroll up, whether they're referring to the previous question. But your personal opinion is true, though, is it, Mr. Sensible?
Sorry.
Your personal opinion is true, is it?
According to the coin flip, yeah.
Yours is false, MC Toon. What did you say your chat said, MC Toon?
My chat
True or
said no,
false?
69%. So it's got to be correct.
Well, mine was exactly 50-50 on the poll, and I've had a super chat from Jeff C. Thank you very much. Says, good to see Mr. Sensible Cats and MC Toon together on a live stream. My Saturday just got better. Thank you, Jeff. Very kind.
That's lovely. That is lovely. We have only got 5 minutes. We've only got 5 minutes, but let's make it a good 5 minutes. My chat seems to be 50-50. I've got true, false, false, true, false. False, false. All right, I'm false. I'm false. So we're going to go with false. All right.
So I'm the only one saying true.
So you're
Based
the
on
only one saying, yeah. So the audience there have gone false. The audience have gone false in terms of like the average audience, and you're the only one saying true. Okay, let's dive into the last couple of questions, the last 4 questions, or might be 3 that I'm going to give you, and then we'll total the scores up then, shall we? After blowing nose, and then we are done. And that's a nicely timed hour. Okay, where are we up to? The Canary Islands. I'm sure we're all familiar with the Canary Islands, are not actually named after a bird or after birds. What species of animal or what type of animal are they named after? Not birds, but named after something else.
Canary, that's not a bird.
The islands are called the Canary Islands, but they didn't get that name because of canaries or birds or anything like that. They're actually named after specific dogs. What? Oh.
a dog.
A dog.
I got there first. Do I get the point?
You're good. Yes, it is dogs. It is dogs.
Oh, that's got to go to
Oh.
you. You won. You won the race.
I'm going to give you both one for that. Right, yeah. So apparently, I don't know which dogs, but apparently they're named after dogs. So, which country is home to, on average, the shortest people in the world?
Are you going to give us the answer so that we can race together?
I'll go with the geographically closest as well. If I know who that is, I might need someone to look it up on a map.
Jeez.
Well, you got a globe behind you, Mr. Sensible. Maybe you could help us.
I've got
The
one.
average shortest
I've got a Lego
population.
one.
Oh, there we go.
Super accurate.
Sorry, did you just give an answer to?
I'm going to go North Korea again.
I can't think of the country they come from. The country where pygmies come from, but I can't think what country that is. Papua New Guinea. Yeah, I'll go for Papua New Guinea.
New Guinea pig.
That's brilliant. Okay, so you said Papua New Guinea, and you said North Korea.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no idea which one of those is closest to Indonesia.
Oh, I
Because
think
that's
I
the
do.
answer. Go on, which one's closest?
I think North Korea.
I'm going to say mine.
Oh, wait,
again,
no.
if people
You hold on. You said Papua New Guinea? Oh yeah, you
Might
probably
have
win.
done.
Yeah,
is it Papua New Guinea?
probably is the closer. Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3.
Democratic Republic of Congo have pygmies.
This
Microraptors probably got it. Apparently, it's Minnesota.
maybe like it. I like it.
Yes.
I like it. Something missing. Well, that deserves this.
Super chat.
Thank you so much. So MC Toon is Conspiracy Cats. Mr. Sensible is Baldy Cat. I'm sure the channels will be rebranded very soon.
I'll send a check to conspiracy to cats in for £4 if they'll
Yeah, that's Baldy Cats.
draw £4 for my a check. I don't know how to.
Thank you so much, JD.
Yes.
Though. Thank you so much for that. Right, we have an instant situation. Is that in the mini? Oh no, I've got more mini questions to go. There's one more. No, there's 2 more. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's crack on. We've got 3 minutes, but we've got to shut it down. The longest name of any place on the planet
Wales.
is how many letters long?
Oh.
Whoever gets the closest.
29.
29?
30.
85.
Yes.
And it is TAUMATAWHAKATNAN.
I think you need to actually say the name to help us out.
Yeah.
I don't know. It begins with TAUMAT. I don't know where it is, but it's 85 letters long. So who got the highest there? It was MC2, wasn't it? So one question left. How many?
29.1.
How many? In fact, I'm going to copy and paste it and put it in the chat. Then you can see it.
No, we can't see it. I'll put it in the private chat as well, and I'll paste it across into my
I'll just
stream
do
as
this.
well.
I'm watching all of them.
And what does that mean, Cats?
I think it literally means lake.
Late.
No, I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means at all, and I don't know where it is. But we can Google that. Isn't that in Wales? They do have some unbelievably long name places in Wales, don't they? But no, it isn't. It isn't. One question left for you two, Mr. Sensible. You're one behind. If you get this, then it will make it very interesting. How many babies are born each second in the world? To the nearest number.
So whose turn is it first?
I'm not sure.
You answered first last time, so it's on me. How many each second? I'm gonna go 42, so you can't answer 42.
41.9.
Oh, so Mr. Sensible has gone lower. Turns out the answer is only 4 every second. I thought it'd be way more than that.
I said 42. Give me the opportunity to say 41.9. I was going to say 7.
Ah, okay. So yeah, but you catch everything. So that means on the mini questions, we don't even have to count those because you're tied. You got exactly the same on the mini questions. We're up to the hour, so it's time just to reveal the winner. The chat said false to the first story, and the first story was about something that we said that I've forgotten. What was the first story about? The first story was about a detective working on a case who happened to actually be the murderer, and people lived in his house and squatted in his house and ended up killing him when they found out he was the murderer after pretending to be ghosts.
So the detective didn't solve the case then?
Well, he was the killer. He was the killer. So in a way, he knew all along. He was ahead of the game. You both went false on that. I can tell you that it was false, and it is a version of a film starring Mark Ruffalo that I couldn't track the name down before. I added the bit in about the Exorcist and the crosses, but it was a plot of a film. The rest of it was a plot of a film starring Mark Ruffalo. It was very good. You don't have to watch it now. I spoiled it for you. But I don't know the name. The second story was about, and you both said true for this one, about Andrew. No, it wasn't. That's the third story. The second story was about Carl Tanzler, who basically became obsessed with a woman he thought he was supposed to save, and then stole her body from the grave, taxidermied the body and danced with it, and tried to build a rocket to send it into space. You both said true on that one, didn't you? Or did you? Or did you both say false?
I can't remember now.
I think I said false.
Yeah, you both said.
I don't know.
You definitely both said the same. I remember thinking that because I jotted that. So you both said false, and that actually is a true story. The guy was just legitimately completely off his rocker, and he did steal the woman. And I don't actually think he got imprisoned. I think he just ended up in a obviously mental health system. But yeah, very upsetting for the family, that one obviously. So it comes down to this. The last story, who would have thought it would be so tense? The last story, you both went different ways. This last story
Which was decided by a coin toss.
We are tied in both of these, and so this is.
And this is the one where you did split on.
Come on, I hope my chat was right. They said no.
Mine were 50-50, and we relied on a coin.
Well, I can tell you that the chat as a whole went false, true, false. So they've got the first two correct. So the chat have gone false. They side with MC Toon. So either MC Toon and all the chat jointly win, and you're the only loser, Mr. Sensible. I'm sorry. Or Mr. Sensible wins, and the chat and MC Toon lose, and you're the only winner. So it literally is shit or bust now. It is everything. Okay. The guy called Andrew, getting a job at Samaritan Centre, ended up being murdered. Was a fantastic episode of the show Inside Number 9 on the UK. At the UK, it's a brilliant program. You don't have to watch that now. I've spoiled it for you. But it was made up. It is false.
It's on telly. It was true.
It happened on telly. I might have changed one or two details, but the basics of it is right. So, unfortunately, it's sensible.
Well, can I, just before you pronounce, can I just say perhaps my coin is defective? Yes. I've got a feeling my coin may be defective.
Selective gravity pulling on one side more than the other, and
perhaps one side is less dense than the other, and the relative density threw me out.
I am so sorry. Like literally everybody won but you, and I feel like for a second, I'm so sorry. I know, but imagine if you'd have won, you'd have been the only winner. I'm sorry.
And now I'm the only loser.
Thank
you.
I'm
I
really
feel so
sorry.
much better now.
Guys,
Starred
thank you.
cats.
I promised I wouldn't keep you more than an hour, and it's 3 minutes past 6, so I've gone 3 minutes over, and I'll call it a day now. I'm really sorry for going over a little bit, but I just want to say thank you so much, and I can't wait to see what you both do with the channels. I'll just leave you two to say whatever you want to say before I close the stream down, but thank you to all the chat for being here, and I'll pass it on to you two to say goodbye, and then I'll end the broadcast.
Cats, thank you so much for this chance here. I'm glad that this channel will get used. I'm glad that both of them will get used. And for reference, there's another one that you're doing as well, right?
Another channel?
Yeah.
Although yeah, that is not been announced.
Let's not say anything about it then.
Yeah.
Sorry. These are not the joys you're looking for. Anyway, but thank you so much. I endeavor to make it worth what you've done.
Honestly, I cannot imagine it, because like your videos are so well researched. You know, the level that you go to, and the debates are so good. I'm just really glad the channel is going to be used because the subscribers want to see flat Earth stuff over there, and you rip it apart like, you know, it's fantastic. So I know you're absolutely going to smash it. So thanks, you know, for doing that. Mr. Sensible, anything you want to shill or that before we go?
Like I said, I'm going to show some of or mirror some of my videos on this new channel, and I too really appreciate this opportunity. It's incredibly generous of you, and I hope that the existing Baldy Cat subscribers, the ones that aren't sensible subscribers already, I hope that they'll give it a shot and hopefully find and see something that they enjoy. And as this stream ends, I'd ask people who are on Baldy Cats, if you just hang 5, because I'll just reboot my broadcast and I'll carry on the stream for a while, just direct to them. So thank you.
I will do the same as well, just for a few minutes solo.
Okay, so feel free to go over to the Baldy Cats and Conspiracy Cats channel, where you'll see the individual new owners of the channels. Dora, memberships were only activated on Culture Cats. They were never activated on, well, they might have been 12 months ago, but I cancelled them. So it's this channel you've been a member of, this one, the Culture Cats one. Okie dokie then. So thank you everybody for joining in the chat, and thank you guys. I'll just say a quick goodbye to you off air, but so long.
Thank you. We'll see you later.
Thank you very much. Bye. Right, I'm going to have to boot my stream and reboot it quickly to link back in. Okay, thanks, guys. I'll see you soon.
I'll close out.
See you later. Thanks, mate.
Bye.
And
all right. Bye, cats. Well, they can still hear you on my stream. They can even see still. But maybe I'll have to. It's super secret NASA stuff, so we'll have to. Don't let anybody know. All right.
I'll pull out of this stream. Do I have to leave the stream?
No, I'm just gonna close it, and yeah.
So I can close it down. I think if right. So I'll just remove myself, and then.
All right. Bye. Okay. I've closed out. So you see, I was streaming as the whole time for me from my channel, my stuff. So thank you everybody. Mostly thanks to Conspiracy Cats, or just Cats, Culture Cats. If you have not yet subscribed to Culture Cats, shame on you. It is his best work. That channel is an absolute joy to watch. I love it. The stories that he puts on, and the way he presents it, funny, and like he builds the tension. Oh, I love it so much. So anyway, I don't have a lot more for you right now, and I know now that we've like the other people are on watching Mr. Sensible on the former Baldy Cats channel. So you know, how was it decided who got what channel? Well, clearly there was these two channels, and the obvious desirable one would be the one with more subscribers. I could not take myself to try to convince Mr. Sensible that I was the one that needed it, because I'm like, well, you have all the same reasons. So in the end, Mr. Sensible and I, because Cats left it up to us to decide, we both said we can't do that. We just have to do a coin toss, and that is what actually decided who got what channel. Anyway, be sure to sub to both. Now that there will be regular videos on both channels, it should hopefully we should gain parity quickly. So did I sabotage the coin? No, it was in a Zoom call with Cats, and we had him actually pull up a website that did a coin flip, and that's how it was done. So this channel will be mostly, or not, or even all, just pre-recorded videos. There may be some like shorties, the debate shorties that Debate Shorties does, I might put on here. We'll see. But primarily will be pre-recorded videos. I have a bunch of them that some I've prepared and some I haven't, and that's what will be here. The MC2 live channel will be where I do my debates and live streams. There's a large reason for having this separation. That's because YouTube treats things differently if they're live versus not. And if you do both, then YouTube gets a little confused. So that's why. So Critical Cupcake has put the links to both Baldy Cats, which is owned now by Mr. Sensible, and Culture Catch, which is just Cats, the bald guy, no, the British bald guy, the other, the one that's not Mr. Sensible is Culture Cat. So be sure to go subscribe to both of them. Probably, I'm not certain if you have if there's an opinion on what to do about memberships on this channel for the live, because there's not going to be a lot of live streams on here. I don't know if memberships make sense here. They do, I think, on the live channel, because in the interactions you see that. So I might just leave it like that. So anyway, any input, I welcome that. So thank you so much, everybody. Tessa Lavu just shows up, says hello. What's all this then? This if you've just logged in, Cats doesn't do videos on this channel anymore, and has given this channel to me, and the Baldy Cats channel has gone to Mr. Sensible. So there you go. And all right, well, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna roll my regular outro, which has the members and patrons. So all members and patrons will be included in this list. It's out of date by a week or two. I have to update it manually. So anyway, thank you, everybody. We will see you Tuesday, where I have a debate set up with a guy that has just a pile of different channels with basically no subscribers and no watches, but he's a flat earther, and he's bringing a friend because he thinks he should bring a friend, I guess. So anyway, we'll see you all then on Tuesday. Thank you.